behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before we begin, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and the bell down there, and you're always going to be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And we'd love to hear from you on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And obviously, you can follow us, leave a comment on anything there, and send us an inbox, and we'll get back to you. And we'd love to hear from you on email. It's paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And if you're a band or a solo artist that wants to be on the show, send us an email, and we'll show you how to do that. But also, we love fan mail, so if you're a fan and you want to talk to us, go ahead and do that, and we'll always respond. And all this is going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Somerset, Kentucky, we have Lightnin Rod Wilson with us today. Very talented artist, obviously. And I think you're really going to like him. And we're going to get to that in just a second because it starts right now. Okay, everybody, here we are with the interview. And with us from Somerset, Kentucky, we have Lightnin Rod Wilson. Thanks for joining us, Lightnin Rod.
Oh, my privilege. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on here today. How did it all begin for you as far as being an artist? I mean, I'm sure it goes way back. Maybe you fell into it. I mean, everybody has their own story. Let's hear yours.
Yeah, it goes all the way back. I started playing, when I was very young. I wrote my first song at 14. And, so I consider myself not only an entertainer and a musician and a singer, but a songwriter. And so, I've always thought that was one of the things that kind of separated me from a lot of the people that I came up with, because there was a lot of musicians and a lot of very good musicians, but very few people wrote their own music. And so, I was blessed with the ability to be able to do that. And so I've been at it a long time. I'm actually working on my 11th album right now.
Wow.
So, yeah. I was down in Nashville area a couple of weeks ago, and then I got a home studio here, so I put some things together. We take it down to Nashville, and I'm doing some additional recording down in that area too. So, but yeah, I've been at it a long time. Played a lot of music. Played a lot of places around the country, and still doing it. Still enjoy doing it, even though I'm getting a little older and it's not as easy as it used to be. I still enjoy it a lot, and I still think I'm writing, some material that people want to hear and bringing joy to people.
Okay, well, that's a great story, and hopefully you'll have a few more years left in you, and you'll continue to make people happy there. What are some of your favorite artists that you grew up with that helped motivate you to be the artist you are today?
I mean, some of my what?
Favorite artists, your influence.
Oh, well, I grew up, I grew up, of course, watching the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, a lot of the British Invasion, Eric Clapton. Probably a lot of my playing's patterned off of Eric Clapton, but growing up in Michigan, I was kind of strategically located because, I was less than 100 miles from Detroit, so Motown was just booming then. And but then there was a very live blues scene going on in Detroit at the time. So then, I went 3 hours the other way. I was at Chicago, so there was the blues. So and then we had a very active rock and roll scene around us too. A lot of the things that was coming out of Detroit at the time, of course, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, and I had an opportunity to work with a lot of the people that played with Bob Seger and met him many years ago. But then there were a lot of other groups that was coming out of Detroit besides Motown, like Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels and bands like that. So, I was really very much influenced between Motown, blues, and definitely Midwest rock and roll. So it was a good melding pot. It was a good place to grow up, actually, musically speaking. So.
Yeah, and that British Invasion, they were pretty popular, like you said, the Stones and and the Beatles, and even
Mhm.
Herman's Hermits were pretty good back in the day.
Mhm.
And obviously Bob Seger, another legend there. So I can see where you get your sound from. Um, Somebody might right now might be saying to themselves, "I want to get your music, or I want to follow you on social media and so forth." Why don't you tell everybody how they can do that?
Okay, well, the best way is my website, which is www.lightnin hyphen rod.com. That's lightnin hyphen rod.com. No G on the lightning. And then I have I have several Facebook pages. There is Lightning Rod and the Thunderbolts Facebook page.
Mhm.
Um, and also a Friends That Like Lightning Rod and the Thunderbolts Facebook page, as well as our record label Memphis Blues Records Facebook page, as well as my personal page. And I think with all the different pages together, we're up to somewhere around 8,000 followers right now.
Okay, well, I'm sure we can find you on all streaming media as well too, like
Mhm.
iTunes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm basically on everything out there. CD Baby, and that really takes care of a lot of the releases for me, and so I'm on all the major platforms.
Okay. Well, go to your favorite streaming site, download his music, and of course, go to his website and follow him on Facebook. I know he would love you for that. And
Mhm.
we're getting ready to watch this music video. Kentucky Mojo was the name of it. It's a really awesome song. And why don't you tell us a little story about that song?
Okay, well, I moved to Kentucky around I don't know 12, 13 years ago,
Mhm.
and being a blues artist, and well, I tell everybody I'm a blues artist, but I'm probably more of a blues rock artist, roots artist. And so, I think I've kind of broke down in the song. I play rock and blues but it's sometimes countrified a little bit. And that's what the song was about. It's about kind of a lot of the mojo here in my adopted state, and there's a lot of neat things. It's a beautiful state, beautiful place to live, and just a beautiful area. And so we wrote a song about that. That there's a certain mojo here in this area, and I think another reason too, we're fairly close to Nashville, so there's a lot of music here just in our area code. We have like the Kentucky Headhunters, Chris
Mhm.
Stapleton. Grew up a couple hours from here, and so it's a pretty good area for music.
Yeah, they're legends too. Kentucky Headhunters. I used to love their stuff back in the day.
Hmm.
So yeah, and that's a great story too, by the way. And we're getting ready to watch that in just a moment or so. But before we do, Lightning Rod, we thank you so much for being on the show. Come back anytime. We'd love for you to plug something new for us.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And I hope everybody just if you sign into my web page, you can get a free song download on there. So make sure everybody stops into www.lightnin-rod.com and get your free download. So
Okay, well, everybody go do that. I know he would love you for that as well. And without further ado, here's Kentucky Mojo by Lightning Rod Wilson, and it starts right now.
Just outside the Tennessee line is where I made my bed. When I come from the dusty road, it's where I lay my head. Now I play the blues and rock and roll. It might be countrified. I got the mojo on me, let me take you for a ride. I guess I'm doing alright as far as I can tell. I got my lady and my old guitar and it does me well. Kentucky mojo, Kentucky mojo, Kentucky mojo, Kentucky, Kentucky mojo. Drawn here by a spirit, you can call it what you want. I try to keep it simple now, never try to flaunt. Now it's my history, and it's my destiny. And when I finally go and die, it's where they'll bury me. I guess I'm doing alright, as far as I can tell. Got my lady and my old guitar, and it does me well. Kentucky mojo, Kentucky mojo, Kentucky mojo, Kentucky. my lady and my old guitar, and it does me well. Kentucky Mojo, Kentucky Mojo, Kentucky Mojo, Kentucky, Kentucky Mojo. The mojo keeps on moving me homeward bound. Gotta keep playing this music, can't give up the sound. Footloose and fancy free, it's where I wanna be. And when it comes upon you, it's as easy as ABC. Guess I'm doing alright as far as I